This is Offside Hockey Talk, where the Maple Leafs and hockey come to talk. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, allow me to welcome you to the Matt freaking Murray Show. And no, not just because of Dallas. I made a little video of this guy and what he's done so far this season with a little laugh track behind it, because it is laughable. The fact the Maple Leafs got paid to take this man and Ottawa retained on his salary. Yes, I know a 7th-round pick has a 20% chance of making it, and a 3rd-round pick only has probably a 40% chance of making it. But 100% of the time, the Toronto Maple Leafs with Matt Murray in their crease are kicking ass. Mistake, ladies and gentlemen. Unlike some players in some markets, he atones for said mistake, comes back in a rebound game, and posts a freaking shutout to have a 6-1-2 record for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Hello, and by the way, since coming back, 6-0-2. I'll take it every day of the day.
You got me fired up, James. Let's go. Matt freaking Murray. Did anyone see this coming? I didn't.
Dude, I was so upset. You did not see it. You were skeptical at first. You can't say you're like, oh yeah. You were skeptical in the offseason.
Go back in my offseason video. I was the one. I got raked over the coals. Go watch the video. I said that.
You said he's backing it up with Samsonov. He may or may not hit, but it is a good risk to take.
I thought you hit Sammy. I thought Sammy was the one you were trying to hit on, but I didn't hear that. I think that's a fake.
I said at the end of the video, I said you can hate the deal without hating the player.
I don't know.
Absolutely.
And I said you can root for this,
but you got me fired up anyways. Like,
let's go. This right here, it doesn't matter about anything else. You can park and miss me with all the other crap because Matt Murray is looking great. 42 saves, by the way. Snapped Jason Robertson's streak. The man was on absolute fire, blazing it up. He was ready to go, dialed in. Mitch Marner hits the 20. What is it? 21, 20, whatever.
20.
He's on 20.
So he's rocking and rolling. It does not matter. STA's in the lineup. Robertson's in the lineup. The Leafs get another injury on defense. It doesn't matter. Throw in Connor Timmins. Throw in the next man up. It does not matter. The Leafs just keep rolling. Is it not funny? Hang on, Dylan. I'm on a roll. Is it not funny when a team puts in defensive structure, has goal scoring, and the ability to do things to give the goaltender confidence? He stops the puck and does what he's supposed to do. Hello, the Ottawa Senators were complete and utter garbage last year. There's a reason why Matt Murray did not do well. Hey, I'm not saying that they can't fix it this year. They can't do what they do, but their D is proving it again. Cam Talbot was great with the Minnesota Wild. He is not great with the Ottawa Senators, so there must be one common denominator. Ottawa, their defense is no good. But Matt Murray, chef's kiss. Ilya Samsonov comes in this week. Chef's kiss. Our goalie tandem is good. Even if we have to go to the 3rd or 4th, we got Wall and Shalgren. So we're fine. So all this hate about the Leafs goaltending situation, park it and find something else to cry about. Because the Leafs are doing damn good. Now, Dylan, you can have the floor.
I will say, Matt Murray put on a freaking clinic in that Dallas game. Dallas was 0 for freaking 6 on the power play, which included a 2-man advantage and a 4-minute penalty. I thought that was phenomenal. There was I don't know what play it was. I think it was a 2-man advantage. Murray was flopping this side, that side, and he was just like, yeah, screw you guys. This puck is not entering my net tonight. Chef's freaking kiss to that guy. He played phenomenal last night.
I think he was on a mission after that Tampa game when he let in that weak goal, that overtime goal. He needed redemption after that. That was one of the best goaltending games I've ever seen by the Leafs. I don't know if you guys saw on Twitter. There was a stat release saying that was in the modern era of stats. That was the best performance by a goaltending holding a shutout.
44 shots.
44 shots. Yeah. So like I don't know these hockey stats or what that even means, how they broke that down, but I thought that was really interesting. Another interesting fact here I'm reading off my computer is Matt Murray's save percentage, 927. Ilya Samsonov, 924. What were our other two goalies last season? Or what are they now? Jack Campbell is an 875 and Petr Mrazek, 878. So Dubas, round of applause for the goaltending. What a phenomenal job he's done.
Well, and here's the other caveat to these stats. And by the way, yes, Mitch Marner, absolutely stellar on the 5-on-3 blocking shots without a stick, by the way. And I know you didn't mean Marker, you meant Marner there. But yeah, no, definitely stellar there for sure. But here's the thing, guys. A caveat to the saves percentage for our goaltenders. I don't know if you guys have known this or you listen to the same things that I subscribe to, but the Leafs right now are in rarefied air lately because save percentages across the league have been dropping drastically the past few years. I think the league average now is actually almost 903, I think it is, as a save percentage. So if you're anything above that, you are in damn good company.
Yeah.
And the Leafs have two goaltenders. And I've seen a lot of this from my videos and stuff the past few days. You guys have probably seen it too. Oh, it's only 9 games. By the way, 9 games is a small sample size, yes. But for a goaltender, that's a large sample size because the weight of the world is on a goaltender between the pipes. We've seen it with Jack Campbell. Edmonton's experiencing it this year. But when you're between the pipes for the blue and white, the noise is from every direction.
You're under a microscope playing for this team.
So, yeah, and if you don't play well, you know what happens.
Yeah,
your ass is lit on fire. It does not matter if you have a nice cat that you walk down the sidewalk and post pictures of. If you're not playing well, people will light you on fire. Dilly, laugh if you want, but it's true.
I'm laughing because you just made a connection with Campbell is all.
Yeah, listen, I mean, it's not the cat's meow or anything, but hey, it is what it is. These Leafs goaltenders right now, in their sample size of smallness, as people keep saying, they are doing well. And I believe they will continue to do well. And here's the great thing about Matt Murray. A lot of the saves that he made in the Dallas game and the games before it are ones that he would get injured on last year.
Yeah.
The one thing that I want people to understand the Maple Leafs are taking very seriously with Matt Murray is the managing of him. We talked about, load management for Jake Muzzin. I'm not talking just games played, but I'm talking about the on-ice conditioning, the off-ice conditioning, getting him on the ice for a little bit of a warm-up, a little bit of a twirl, and then he's gone. He doesn't do the rest of the practice. He's not facing the rest of the rubber. He's on, and then he's off. And that is a game day routine. Go check David Alter. Go check Mark Masters. They all say the same thing. He comes on, faces a couple of things, does a couple of things, and he's done. That is called proper management of a guy that probably can't take the rigors of a full practice and a game. So you're managing his ice time. You're managing what you're doing with this guy to keep him healthy, full well knowing that he is prone to certain injuries. So you're doing it the right way, taking the proper steps to bring this guy along so he can be your goaltender for the season, not for a week, not for 2 weeks. And the other part is, from what I'm hearing on the off-ice stuff, he is getting worked on like a motherfucker. He is getting all kinds of rehab done. He's getting all kinds of different body massages and all these different things to keep him feeling up to snuff. So he is taking care of himself seriously. The Leafs are doing the same all across the board. This is showing that they know what they need to do with this player to keep him in games, which is smart. And you may see this become a trend with more teams, with not just veteran players, but players that play heavy. You listen to what Sheldon Keefe said about Mark Giordano. saying we wanted him to reel back in practice, wanted to give him days off. And Mark Giordano said, no, screw that. I'm good. I'm going to keep on the ice. So this is a common thing that is discussed within the Leafs organization. And I know when Jeremy Bettle was there, their sports science guy, these were things they were looking at for different trends for different guys. Where do they start to fatigue? Where do they start to level out? It appears they already know that with Matt Murray, which is great because we've seen what Matt Murray is capable of and we want more of that. But I think teams will catch on to this, and I think you'll see it with other teams, maybe other goaltenders, who knows. But I really think right now the Leafs have hit a sweet spot knowing what to do with this goaltender to keep him rolling, and it may trickle down to other players throughout the season. I'm looking at John Tavares and a few other guys. But it's more intricate on offense and defense with guys needing to be on the ice for practice than it is to have a goaltender to shoot on.
I was just going to say, like, I think it's easier to do that with a goalie rather than it is a player.
Yep.
Like a goalie can take the rubber for 5-10 minutes and be, okay, I'm content with my practice, take me off. But with somebody like Muzzin, it's the keeping up on the body type of thing that is a struggle with him.
He's still coming back for the playoffs, guys.
I don't know about that.
I will chug that train all the way down the tracks. I got a weird feeling that if doctors say that he can, that man is wheeling and dealing in the playoffs for at least for one more run.
Even if it means him rolling in on a wheelchair?
I don't think he will. I don't think he'll put himself in that type of position. I think he'll have every test possible done to know the impacts his body can take.
I still don't think you can predict the type of plays that occur in a hockey game.
He's not predicting, he's just guessing.
But at the same time, that can be said for any single player on the ice.
Absolutely.
Any single player could be hit once the wrong way and be a vegetable.
Yes. However, he has already been through that. So he's just kind of prone to it. Something's gonna happen and I'm not gonna like it. I don't like the thought of it. I don't
listen. I wish nothing but the best family wise for the man. I just think the competitor in him will do the Shea Weber.
What would you, if he was your kid, what would you want him to do?
I would want him. I would honestly.
A deep question,
James. I know. I'm triggering you with this question.
Now his mind's changing.
Listen, I would honestly.
How are you going to handle it?
I would
now think about this. He already has a Stanley Cup.
Oh no, he has nothing to play for except for the fact of maybe bringing one to the blue and white. That's the only thing he has. But I would sit him down and I would want to know every in and out, every single doctor's opinion, what it is. And here's the thing. The Maple Leafs aren't dumb. Okay? They're not just going to let him play.
No.
It would have to be a definitive, you're clear to let him play. Like it had to be clear that there is no whatever they're seeing right now is not there.
Is he skating right now at least, or is he just sitting at home?
No, he's in the gym with the Leafs every single day. He's around every meeting. He's in with the players during the locker room. You look after the games and stuff like that. He's there spraying water bottles and he's there in the press box. He's around the team every day.
He's one of the leaders on this team, and it sucks to see him.
So I mean, that's. But when Sheldon Keefe has been asked about him, and you can go watch these in interviews, it's not just me picking this out and saying, "Oh, this is what he said." This is what Sheldon Keefe is saying. He's around the team every day, and he's working out with the team every day. Now that doesn't mean he's on the ice, but he's working out in the gym and staying fit and ready to go. He probably is skating. It's probably
Jason Spezza is doing the same thing.
Oh, Spezza's ready. Spezza said he was ready when he went to the Hall of Fame game. He's like, I just need the call.
Yeah. I could you imagine? We could slot him in if Dubas wants to just sign a little contract.
Well, here's the thing. So
he won't sign with anybody else. So
Jason Spezza was great for small parts of that season last year. His faceoffs were good, but his energy did dwindle towards the end of the season. So what do? Just like Jake Muzzin, start ramping him up the tail end of January. Let him rip as hard as you can in February. Sign him before the deadline. Jason Spezza, $750K. Bada boom, bada bing. You got your face-off specialist again for whatever you want. Defensively, penalty kill. Hello, let's go. And you got a guy that's chomping at the bit to do some things for the Leafs, a la Jake Muzzin, same kind of thing. But yeah, I think both those guys, if they can, they will. And I think, I don't know. I think Muzzin will be, if the doctors say yes, he will come back for one more run. And the dad in me would say, don't do it.
No. Yeah.
I was gonna say, I think I struck a nerve with that question.
It's hard. It's hard though. It's the same thing right now with my own daughters. You look at your daughter and you say, okay, do I support you? Yes. And I want you to do everything you can. But I'm scared shitless you're going to get hurt.
Yep.
Because I'm watching her do these tumble passes and learn these flips and, throw her body through the air and all that stuff and cheer. And I know I've seen the injuries that can happen. It's like, but I want to support you and make sure that you understand you can do all these things. Now, if she got hurt with one of these injuries and wanted to come back from it, I'd be more on this side, like, but it's hard to tell somebody who's poured their life into something, no. You don't want them to do it. And at the end of the day, it's going to be ultimately up to him, right? Him and his family. And maybe he's a Tom Brady-esque kind of guy and doesn't care and just says, I'm going to play. See y'all later if you like it or lump it.
Sorry about the divorce.
Yeah. Sorry about that BJJ guy you're screwing behind my back, but it's all right. Yeah. It is what it is. At the end of the day, it'd be great to see him. But hey, since we last talked, it was about Sunday a week ago. Obviously, lots of crazy things happening in each of our little lives. So we didn't get to speak, but the Leafs did pretty well since we've been gone. They've gone 3-0-1, beating the Wings, the Sharks, the Stars, and losing an OT to the Tampa Bay Lightning. I will say I honestly do not know what a kick-in goal is anymore. Let's do it right now. That kick-in goal from John Tavares.
I thought
it kicked in?
There was a kicking motion, but did he mean to do it? Probably not. There was still a kicking motion. I'm okay with that not being a good goal.
Dylan?
Yeah, I'm saying.
I'll disagree with you both.
Okay.
Just because it just looks like a kicking motion. It looks like. Okay. But you're falling. It's not like he's trying to do it. He's falling, and the way his leg goes is the way the puck goes. So 9 times out of 10, there's no puck there. This one time there was. And I will tell you, go watch most of these goals that guys deflect in off of their skate. What's crazy is a second before they deflect in the puck, they know it's coming. They turn their foot and do the kick motion. So at the follow through of it, it's banking off their foot. So their leg has already done the kicking motion and the puck hits it for that momentum to go into the net. So that's not a kicking motion, but you're getting your feet swept out from under you.
You can still kick while you're being swept. You can still kick your leg in the air as you're being swept. I'm okay with that being not a good goal.
I think it was a good goal.
There was a kicking motion. Whether he meant to do it or not, there was still a kicking motion.
How many good goals and how many bad goals have we had this season?
It's not about that. We need every single one.
We don't need every single goal.
They're usually going against us this season, which is nice to see. But I'm okay with that John Tavares goal not going in or not being allowed to count here. But that game pissed me off. I think they won that one, man, and it just sucks to see them lose in overtime again. And this is the most frustrating part of the season is their overtime record.
I think the overtime is what it is. We've had 12 straight games with a point, which is good.
I'm gonna say, when was the last time we didn't get a point?
It was against Pittsburgh, 4-2 loss.
Wow.
But we need to work on overtime, clearly.
Damn, man. Can you imagine if we just got like half of those overtime wins? They'd almost be ahead of Boston right now.
Probably. I think it's 4 games in overtime over that span.
There's been 7 games. We have the most overtime losses right now. They've lost.
I just mean in that span. Sorry.
Yeah, but Here's the thing, and I'll borrow this from another show. I won't name them because I'm not pumping anybody's tires today. But maybe start somebody who can win the draw. You know, don't just throw out Matthews and Marner just because. You know,
Well,
allow
James, they're getting possession time.
throw out Kampf or throw out JT. But hold on. You win the face-off with David Kampf, who's defensively responsible. Okay? If you don't win that draw, at least you have a defensively responsible guy there. Win the draw, cycle it back to your D, and put the players you want on the ice. It works perfectly.
No, it doesn't.
Other teams do it.
No. That game was totally different. We had possession. I watched the clip. Matthews had a lollygag backhander when they entered the friggin' zone, and then it wasn't Killorn, it was somebody else on Tampa picked it up, and they went 2-on-1 the other way. It was a lollygag of a pass. They need.
It was. I will give you that. That one, I will give you what you're saying.
And then the other one, Tavares gave it away to Jack Hughes.
Tavares was subpar there. He probably won. He probably lost that face off.
There's the question: are you overtaxing the guys that are up front?
No. Don't get me wrong. David Kampf is good, but like he's good when.
No. I'm not even discussing the fact that I said put him on there for the face off. So we have possession, and then it's just basically what you guys are saying is brain farts.
It's
absolutely. Like,
okay, so are those guys tired though? Is that the problem?
No. I feel like they're overcompensating.
Those are lazy plays.
It was a terrible play. What had happened when I'll just note on the Tampa game, Marner went in and dropped the puck back for Matthews, and
Matthews
up
just
the right side, and Matthews is trying to get through two Tampa guys here, and he flops it over this way, nice and light, not hard. And Sandin is over here waiting for the puck. It gets picked off here. All he had to do was either hold on to it or swing it back down the Marner. He didn't have to pass it there. Or right by the blue line.
Or here, this one even, just do a little spin-a-rooney, take yourself back out of the zone and reset.
That's what I mean. Like you
that's
did.
What a lot of teams do, but that's what I mean. Maybe he's just mentally fucking fatigued at the end of the game, where he's making a stupid pass like that. Tavares, same thing. Tried to go to Nylander on a little glove pass.
Yeah.
You know, like what's going on?
I think we're overthinking here, guys. It's just the yips. They're going to figure it out like they have with their goaltending here.
Like, do we actually have any overtime wins?
They have one win.
Nick Robertson.
Yeah, and I was at that game, boys.
Against Dallas.
But here's the thing. You're putting out Matthews and Marner together because they're two skilled guys, and Tavares and Nylander. Why don't you just leave it the way it is?
But it was Tavares and Marner that one game where Tavares effed up.
No, it was Tavares to Nylander. The Islander.
I thought it was Mitch.
No, he tried to flub it up to Nylander. Didn't happen. They broke it up and they broke it in. But here's the reason why I'm so upset about the overtimes. They are also losing most of these overtime games within the first minute. I think it's in under 44 seconds.
We haven't had one shootout yet.
So
my
you
point
tell me
here,
there's got to be something going on that they can figure out here, because you're not even getting past the first minute and you're basically frigging up, and the team's going the other way and scoring on you.
I think we're overthinking. It's just the yips. Maybe they're a little too comfortable with all the ice out there. That's why they're getting lazy with their passes. They think they're going to.
You know what?
Work on it.
I'll go back to this for one thing. Put some guys out there that'll do it simple. Put some guys out just for the first chip to do it simple. Toss out a Kampf with a Bunting and whoever you want on your back.
Oh my! If that doesn't work, James, you know how much fire.
I don't know if
you know how much fire Dubas is going to be under if he freaking does that and it doesn't work. I say stick to the big boys. They're going to figure it out. These players are elite. They will figure it out.
They're elite, but man, when do you start just saying, you know what? I'm going to throw some shit at the wall in overtime and hope it sticks.
The problem,
because they got to do something. Something's got to change.
Would you do that if they were up against McDavid?
Yes, someone to defend against McDavid till McDavid changed off.
You're going to throw David Kampf out against Connor McDavid.
David Camp, not to pump the guy's
You're gonna
tires.
throw Michael Bunting against
Leon
Connor McDavid.
Draisaitl. Let's go.
I'm gonna be honest here. If Connor McDavid wants to score, nobody's stopping him. So
Connor McDavid and
Listen,
Leon Draisaitl.
There is one
Both out
mighty
there.
old
You're
man
gonna
on this
throw
Leafs
Bunting and
team.
David Camp.
There is one mighty old man on this Leafs team that would shut down Connor McDavid.
and that's
Okay, and
Gio.
that's Mark frickin' Giordano.
No, that's Justin Hall.
He's done it before. It's not like it's a chore for him.
Mark Giordano. Listen,
He
I
used
don't
to do it
know.
every
I don't know what they're
single-
feeding this man, but Mark Giordano would definitely do that in overtime, and he'd do that and more. This guy's like blocking shots left, right, and center, and he barely even grimaces. He's like, "Yep, give me another. Yep, let me have another.
Drinking
Yep,
from the
I'll take
fountain
another."
right now. The guy.
Mark Giordano's like at a bar, and he's like, "Yeah, shot.
Oh my
From
god.
everybody."
Hung over just thinking of that. Jesus Christ. But I don't know. He looks great. He looks great right now. I love Gio. I love that he's getting
Pump
into
up his
fights.
tires. You don't have a Geo jersey, do you, back there?
I don't have a Gio jersey. I don't even have a Matthews or Marner jersey. I need to get one
I
of
want a
those.
Willie.
Listen,
Money.
I want to ask the question though. Gio's a beast, but we've seen a couple of plays, and even in the Dallas game, and then in the Tampa game too, he's doing amazing. I love everything he's doing. So don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to bash Gio because I love Gio, but it does look like these high minutes are starting to wear on him a little bit mentally with the puck possession stuff, where he's placing the puck, where he's passing it, and just certain reads. He's making great ones throughout the game, but there's ones that he routinely would make that it looks a little bit helter-skelter at times. And it's the same thing with Justin Hall. I think the elevated minutes are really catching up to him, catch and release, if you know what I mean. It was weird to see that play. I just wonder how much longer Gio can keep these kind of minutes rolling. I'm wondering, you guys see the same thing I'm seeing on Mark Giordano right now, where it does look like it's wearing on him a bit.
It's going to be the same situation as it was with Wayne Simmons last year, where he's great the first season of his contract, and then next season we're kind of like, can you?
But third pair, 12 to 15 minute a night, Mark Giordano.
It won't
compared
hurt
to
him down
25 minute a night, Giordano.
Is he gonna be 40 next year? I don't know. Can he keep up in the NHL? I'm shocked he got a 2-year deal, but
I'm
he
not.
looks good right now. But I see what you're saying, James. I think he's gonna start to slow down.
Well, yeah, if they keep using him in the heavy minutes he is in.
Yes, that's very true. Yeah, that's
If you start lowering, it's like you get Riley back and Brody back, then you start slotting him down a little further in the lineup.
When does my boy come back?
Broad's probably next week.
Okay.
We
I
said
don't
that
think they're
last
rushed.
week.
Yeah,
What?
I said we said that last week.
Well, you listen, if the Leafs were losing, I guarantee you he'd be in the lineup.
That's fair.
But they're
Fair
not
enough.
losing, so why rush him?
yeah. There was a thing online saying that they were looking to rush him into the lineup, but based on what we've seen with his defense, Sandin and Liljegren stepping up, blocking shots on the PK.
Oh, yeah, we'll talk
Let
about
Brody heal. Let him heal. Let him be 100%.
Well, here's the other thing, and shout out to our new compadre on the offside circuit, Mr. Manny. The Leafs do have the next man up mentality with putting guys in the lineup, and they're really. We talked about this last show. It feels like it's been forever, guys, but we are seeing the Leafs actually test what they have for depth, and I think they like what they're seeing. Mac Hollowell looked pretty good.
Oh, he looks beautiful.
Victor Mete, Jordy Ben look pretty good. Those would be guys you'd be hunting for at the deadline. Bottom pair kind of fill in, can do different things in your defense guys. Those are what you look for. So I think the Leafs are really looking and saying, okay, what do we now have in Connor Timmins? And with Victor Mete going out, you're going to see that because they're not going to rush Brody back. It'll probably be a pairing of Mac Hollowell and Connor Timmins.
I like Timmins because of the right-handed shot. I think that's a very, very big added bonus.
Look, I think he was a little shaky.
He was kind of gun shy. I would say he kind of was. He was just like, oh shit, like these are the boys in blue that I get to play for now. Like,
yeah, I think it's first game jitters. I think you see him settle in. Mac Hollowell was a little shaky in his first game, but hey, he's come around and looked pretty damn good. You know, that 2018 draft is looking real good for Kyle Dubas and what he's been able to pull out of it. So, you know, more players from that draft, the Toronto draft, that have made the NHL than any other team in the NHL. So kudos to Dubas for knowing what he's doing.
Dubas did something in a draft? Jeez.
Shocker. But yeah, I think the Leafs are really going to just keep hammering down on testing what they have for depth because they're winning. And you can tinker and do things when you're winning to see what you have. Hence the reason why we're seeing SDA up here with the club.
How do we pronounce his name?
It's Sergei Argachintsev.
Argachintsev.
Argachintsev. Sergei Argachintsev.
Sergei
Yeah.
Argachintsev.
Argachintsev. That
Yes,
is gotta be the
That's a mouthful. How do you say that on a broadcast?
SDA.
I think
SDA with the puck.
But yeah, that's why the Leafs are seeing what they have, right? Because if this is going to be a year that you're confident in your goaltending, which it appears the Leafs are with Murray and Samsonov, and we'll even say Eric Kallgren, because he probably will play again this season at some point when somebody does inevitably get hurt, because it does happen to every team, by the way. Every one of the 32 teams does go through some sort of injury with their goaltender, whether it's a week or longer, but we will see what goes on there. But the Leafs are really getting to test what they have, which if you want to go on a run, what do you need to know? What do
You
we
need
have
to
in
know
our
how
organization?
deep your depth is, big boys.
Well, not even just that. Not even just that, Dilly. You need to know what you have in your organization that you can show off to other teams that can play in the NHL.
Ooh,
now you're
shiny
showing-
toy over here. Can we have this from you for this over here?
Listen, hey, STA look great in the NHL, but we don't have any room in our top six, but he looked good in yours. By the way, you got that defenseman we want over there. How about STA plus this and this? Because you know STA can play in the NHL. Oh, well, it's all different now because it's not just magical AHL beans. It's holy crap, he played in the NHL.
It's not assuming that he can play in the NHL. It's, hey, he can actually play up here.
Yeah, he just needs top 6 minutes, and you'll probably get something really good out of him. I think that's another thing the Leafs are doing right now, just showcasing to other teams what they might potentially have. And another player that I don't think they're showcasing, but I think is not going to leave this lineup for a very long time, and that's Pontus Holmberg. I pumped his tires in the preseason, and I steadily said I wish he was sticking with the team. I like what he brought, and he's only looked better every single game as he's gotten more comfortable. And I think the Leafs are high on him too. So I think that's another good piece for the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Absolutely.
Is he Swedish?
He is. I think he is Swedish.
We love the Swedes, don't we? Holy smokes!
Well, hey,
Swedish Mafia, baby.
It all started from our man, Bori.
I bought one of those patches. I'm gonna buy a Nylander jersey and throw that Boreas Salming patch.
Oh, you bought the patch separately.
Yes, yeah. So can't wait for that to come in the mail. It's like $20 plus it goes to charities for the ALS. So
I didn't even know. I might have to go and buy that like right now.
Yeah, so gotta get a Nylander jersey. Gotta throw that patch on it. I think it's gotta. What do you guys think I should get? White or blue? Probably a white one, right?
I'd go blue.
And blue? All right, we'll go blue.
Just because when you get a white jersey, I feel like you have to be so cognizant of everything you eat or drink around with that jersey.
Right. Yeah, if you spill anything on it, you get ketchup from the person next to you sitting at the game. It's going to ruin your night.
Yeah, so that's why I always go darker jerseys, because all you have to try to protect is the numbers.
And the logo.
And the crest.
That's a good point. Very good point, James. Well,
that's the dad in me coming out. So that's the dad in me coming out right there. Speaking of Swedes, Sandin and Liljegren, we were talking about them just a moment ago. This is their coming out party, guys. This is what we waited for. Sandin seems like he's finally waking up from his missed training camp slumber, and he's looking pretty damn
He's taking too many mushrooms in the off season, but he had to figure it out at some point.
Listen, he's doing good. Liljegren's stepping up. They're doing it as a pair, by the way. Something that was not good before together.
I love that.
But it's now working, and they're clicking.
Thank God.
Did they play together in the Marlies? Like, were they on the same line?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah,
They look good with the Marlies, but when they tried to do it with the Leafs last year,
just didn't
it
work.
did not work with
No.
two young guys. But I think you got two guys now that understand and have played both with Mark Giordano or TJ Brody or a different
You're
deep
thinking-
partner. So they
They're-
understand where they need to be and what they need to do with one another. When one guy goes, the other cannot go. And also make sure you have somebody covering you when you do go in.
Yeah.
Don't just fly in and be like, oh shit, it's wide open back there.
Oh
I'm
shit!
not
I don't
taking it
have
back.
TJ Brody behind me. What am I gonna do?
Yeah. So I like the fact that these guys are stepping up. I like the fact that they're scoring, putting up points, looking
Sandin.
poised.
Love
Just
that.
this.
He's
By
got
the way, guys,
4 games right now.
By the way, guys, you're gonna love this. So prediction season, when we do these videos, the stack of cards I have right now, it's Robertson, Sandin, and Liljegren rookie cards.
I love your East Coast accent, James, when you say cards. Oh,
Listen, here's the funny thing. I'm originally from y'all neck of the woods.
Tirana. Markham, right?
I'd be talking like I'd be like out for a rip bar, yeah, bud, if I was living out east, but
It's not like that for every single word. We do
It
go
is.
root
It
to
is.
root.
It
Come
is.
on
oh
now.
fuck yeah, bud.
Oh, fuck yeah, bud.
There you go.
I think that's Northern Ontario.
Yeah, definitely.
Listen, but yeah, those two guys are stepping up and doing their thing. Another guy that is stepping up and doing his thing is Austin Matthews. The man is waking up. What I've noticed over the past few games is he's shooting the puck a lot more. He's actually firing the biscuit more than he was. Because his shooting percentage, if you guys didn't know, was probably among the lowest in his career. It is now ratcheting up, and he's finding himself in the sweet spot. And yes, he has 13 goals, but I think that's starting to go up and start to trend the right way, which is good for him, bad for the league. But what are you guys feeling with Austin Matthews? I don't think it was anything to expect the fact that he's back on track for about 50 goals, which I think is what he'll hit. What are you guys thinking?
I expect Matthews to do what he wants to do on any given night. To put a note back on the Wings game, I really noticed that he was freaking pissed when Moritz Seider scored that first goal and he was on the ice for it. You noticed the drive in him after that to go out and get that goal. He was adamant on getting it, and he is firing the puck in the back of the net a bit more often than what he has been, but his game overall it's not a lot better. It's decently better even than last year, and he was really good last year with his two.
I think defensively in the 200-foot game is what I've noticed more.
What was that stat last night where it was like touches in the defensive zone and is it Marner and Matthews lead the league or something? Did you guys see that stat? They have like 7. No? Okay, well, they're playing well. The forwards are playing well defensively, basically. So Matthews, he's playing well on both sides of the ice. If he's not scoring, at least he's defending well. We all know that Matthews is an elite player. We know he's gonna. We know slumps don't bother. They don't bother.
No.
When he gets out of it, you know he's gonna start putting that puck in the net. He's gonna get a hat trick here and there. He's gonna put. What do you guys think he's gonna get this year? At least 50, right?
I would say 50. Yeah, 50,
50?
55-ish.
Yeah, 55. Everyone's like, oh, he's going to score 70. And I don't know, guys, but like, look,
He'll do well.
He will for sure go on a heater, and I know for a fact he will push himself to try and get 50, especially since some of these other guys are really pushing hard for 50 as well. So
apparently, Tage Thompson's going to get 50. The guy.
We'll talk about Tage in a minute.
Right now, it's 9-2.
In a minute.
It's 9-3, I think.
Is it 9-3? Okay, I haven't checked. I just saw. Yeah, it's 9-3. 7 minutes left in the third. Oh my God! Columbus this year.
But no, I do notice. I think Matthews' secret play defensively is he's a very well back checker, and he's very good at lifting somebody's stick and taking the puck. That is one of his most.
He's so good at takeaways.
Like, I'll notice he's just skating behind somebody, and all of a sudden he comes up right next to the boards, lifts his stick, and goes around.
He's gone as soon as he gets.
No, he wants to be absolutely a beast. Just a beast.
And I wish I could do that in my men's league, but I just I don't have
guys do that to me in my men's league. I'm like, where did the puck go? Like,
exactly.
God,
I don't have the leg strength, I should say.
Yeah.
To,
Another thing I want to touch on right quick is Mitch Marner, 20-game point streak. Where does it end for Mitch Marner? He is rolling. There's lots of runway left in this season for him to possibly try to break a couple more records.
I have a trivia
You think-
question for you guys.
Do you think it
Go
hits
ahead.
my prediction?
What's your prediction? And then my trivia question after.
25.
25. Okay, guys. What former Leaf has a 30-game point streak?
Matt Sundin.
Yep. In 1992,
Damn, how did you
93.
know that so quickly?
Because it popped up somewhere. the
God
other day.
damn it.
And
I
he's
said that in
damn
the
Leaf
five the other night, and
he's
couldn't
old.
figure it out. But yeah, I looked up what?
I'm allowed to call you old. You're like 13 years older than me.
Holy shit. Call
I
you guys
know.
once when I'm out on the town. You guys are just dumping all over me for being old. See how it is. See how it is.
Hey,
I
he's-
love our age gaps here, though. Like Dylan's like in his 20s. I'm 32. James, you're almost what?
Don't
he's-
say it.
I'm
He's-
gonna say it. No, I'm just kidding.
36.
I know
Okay.
you're 36, but I just
Oh, you're
wanted
a
to
little
pull your
older than
tires
that.
there.
Pete, you're 4 years behind me, so pump your damn brakes.
I look like I'm Dylan's age, so I'm doing.
You
great.
do.
If I shave this off, I look like I'm 12 years old. I look like a little boy.
Well,
What do you think
That's
of
why I
my
never shave it
shave
off.
my beard off, bud? Like,
man, look at my face. How do you think I feel? I feel like I have like the jaw of Schneider, the bench boss for.
You know what? Here,
Right.
this is what I'm going to tell you. You look like. You look like a 50-year-old plumber who never made it. Call me
oh,
fucking
Yeah,
old.
because I didn't make it because I said
God
screw
damn
that shit.
It's because you're young enough to still make it.
Last week, baby.
fired.
I didn't get fired.
All right. Another thing here. Sheldon Keefe. Took a lot of flack at the start of the season. So did Kyle Dubas. Do you know one thing that Sheldon Keefe, and you guys probably read the Google Doc, so it's no surprise.
No,
But you know one thing that Sheldon Keefe is really good at this season?
Sheldon.
Better than any other
I
coaches.
don't see it on the Google Doc, James.
Sheldon Keefe is 8 for 10 this season on
Oh,
challenges. So an
8 for
80% success rate on challenges.
Listen, is
So
that
if the
Sheldon
Leafs are
Keefe or is that
challenging you,
team upstairs?
Yeah, is that
if the
upstairs?
Leafs are challenging you on a play, it is 80% of the time coming back.
Let's not forget the one he won against Vegas. They scored like 2 minutes or a minute after he won that challenge.
I'm just saying, it's good to have a coaching staff and a coach that can do those things. Magic. That is magic. 80% is magic. Lots of teams try, lots of teams fail. But let's move off the Leafs for a minute. Go around the league. We got some bad news on this guy right here. That is Mr. Nathan McKinnon.
Why?
He's gonna
Why
be-
did you have to remind me, James?
Going to be out for at least a month.
Wow, he's
That's
injured.
what I get for trading Kucherov.
You have him in one of 5 of your fantasy leagues.
Man, I have him
Wow.
and Landeskog.
proud.
Well,
I-
he's going to be out for a little while, and it's going to be interesting to see how the Colorado Avalanche fare without Nate McKinnon. Because remember, they also no longer have Mr. Nazem Kadri, and they also do not have. Why can't I think of his name off the top of my head? The long name,
Landeskog.
not Landis. They don't have Landy, but they also don't have what's his name either. Now.
Nichushkin?
Nope, Arturi Lehkonen.
Oh yeah, he's out. I knew that.
He's out as well. So they are without a lot of heavy hitters.
Well,
in their
that means what's his face is going to step up. Kid from
New Hook.
Yeah, Newhook's going to step up, but I think Rantanen will take the center slot on the first still, no matter what.
We will see what happens, but it's crazy, and it's going to be, just a load for the Colorado Avalanche to keep afloat right now with the amount of injuries they're facing. I know a lot of teams do, but in your top 6, losing that much talent, it's hard. So we'll
Yep.
see what happens. We'll see what happens to them.
Whoa.
Another big name that is out there right now, ladies and gentlemen, that a lot of people are wondering, will he be moved to
Yeah.
a contender?
Patrick Kane.
Can you guys? No, it's not Patrick
Hmm.
Kane. I'll give you both 2 guesses,
Okay.
and if you
Yeah,
can't get it,
right.
we'll flash it up. So, Dylan, 2 guesses. Who do you think is the big name that can move?
Oh, I know. It was on the game last night.
Let Dilly get some guesses, Petey. Then you can get
I
your
have no idea.
throw 2 names in the dartboard.
Like, is he
Prominent
playing right
player.
now? Is he
What's
playing
that?
right now?
Vancouver.
Nope.
What?
Is he playing right now?
He's not playing right now. No, I don't believe so.
What?
He's a player who's playing in the NHL. Yes, he's not playing tonight, is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. He's a player on
Gary
the
Price.
block.
Okay. Let's hurdle it down a little bit. He's on a Western Conference losing team.
John Gibson.
No. Pete.
Western Conference losing team. I'm thinking Arizona, Chicago.
Vancouver.
Vancouver.
Oh, Bo
I was going to
Horvat?
say Brock Besher, but he said no to Vancouver.
Bo Horvat.
No, Vancouver.
What the hell?
Oh, is it Carlson?
No.
Eric
Okay,
Carlson?
go ahead. Just
I'm
you're
done.
letting us guess too long. Come on now.
I'm having fun with this.
What division?
Oh, it was close. Timo Meyer.
Timo.
Timo Meyer's name has been rumored to be floated out there as a player that can be moved for the right price. Lots of teams would line up to get a player like Timo Meyer.
Is he an RFA?
I do not believe he's an RFA. Let me just scroll down on his contract. I
No,
believe
he's
he's
not.
going to be a UFA.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say. I thought he was an RFA.
So,
which was-
obviously, the San Jose Sharks are not going in the right direction. If they're talking about moving Eric Carlson, who's having a fountain of youth kind of season, and other players.
I want to say they could be heading in the right direction. However, they have never rebuilt what had fallen, and that's their biggest problem.
Their biggest problem was letting Joe Pavelski walk away. That's when everything started to crumble with that team.
You're right. Yeah.
He was a heart and soul kind of guy, and they didn't want to sign him for what he was worth. So he went over to Dallas, had a middling season, and then cranked it the fuck up last year and said, I'm still Joe Pavelski. Little Joe's in the house.
They also, I feel like they messed up trading for Carlson, but that's just my opinion.
But Timo Meyer, guys, where would you see a player? The Sharks are not going to be in it. Obviously, you want to resign guys, but here's the thing. When are you going to be a contending team? When are you going to have a window? And is Timo Meyer going to be in that window when you're ready to compete at a high dollar value? So here you ask yourself, do we finally, what you just said, Dylan, rebuild? Do it right.
The problem
Get
with
a king's ransom.
The problem with their team is they have so many shit contracts, man. Who the heck did they sign this past offseason to an extension?
I know.
The centerman, Hurdle.
Thomas Hurdle, the Ninja Turtle.
They signed him to an extension because he wanted to stay for whatever reason. They have Couture signed for God knows how long. I know Vlasic's still under contract, but I don't know if he's playing.
I think Vlasic has a terrible contract.
A couple more
He
years.
still has 4 or 5 years.
Until he's done.
Oh my god. Yeah,
Then
right
there's
now.
Carlson, which is going to be terribly hard to get rid of. And then Meyer, he's not going to be hard to get rid of.
He's not going to be hard to get rid of. Like I'm saying, the only problem is where do you see yourself and what is the outlook? And right now, for me, if I'm the San Jose Sharks, I seriously look at what I can get for Timo Meyer, because if he doesn't want to re-sign and you let him walk for nothing in a year, you're not even going to the playoffs.
You're stupid.
What are you doing?
The thing is, like, I feel like some of these core guys there in San Jose want to re-sign because they love each other. But, like, the problem is, like, they need to just win. Or
okay, if you love the San Jose Sharks so much, great. But let them trade you, get some stuff back, and pull the old Dougie Weight. Yeah. Pull the old Dougie Weight and go resign with them again. And then bada boom, bada bing, everybody's happy. But I think Timo Meyer ends up on a team. And I'm going to say a name, and you guys are going to groan hard.
Hard.
The Boston Bruins.
I knew you were going to fucking say that. And I just swore because I knew it was coming out of your dirty little mouth.
I just got a feeling. I got a feeling he's going to go. to the Bruins.
He is their type of player.
You know the Leafs are going to
Unfortunately,
match up with them in the playoffs this year. They will at some point. I guarantee you. I'm calling it now. The Leafs will match up with the Boston Bruins. And if they win that series,
We're
they've
going
slayed
on.
the dragon and we'll move
We're
on.
going all the way, baby.
All the way.
Listen, I already said it in one of my videos, man. Someone said, "Oh, can't you wait to see Matt Murray in Game 7?" I said, "No, Leafs in 4." So it's going to happen.
No, I don't think Boston has the assets to get him though.
Oh, they would figure it out pretty quickly.
They have no prospects now.
Who
Why
are
are they giving away draft picks?
Listen,
do
Jake
they have
DeBrusk-
draft picks?
Can they trade Mitchell Miller's contract?
Jake DeBrusk. Don't even bring that garbage man's name up. Anyway, let's move off this. That's Timo Meier, I think, is going to the Boston Bruins. Here's the last bit of news, guys. By the way, I didn't know if you guys knew this, but apparently Mario's back. Okay, he's back in the NHL.
No.
He's a Buffalo Sabre. He is rocking hard. Mr. Tage freaking Thompson.
Why do you only have a base card of Tage?
Yeah,
These are packs that literally are sitting on my desk. that I
ridiculous.
crumpled with.
You
that I
should have a
don't know.
rookie card of his.
You had a rookie card, you rookie.
I do. I have a Young Guns Tage
Don't-
Thompson.
Why don't you show that on the
Do you?
I do, yeah.
You should be selling right now for $100 minimum.
value is up. The market is up for Tage.
He was going for 60.
You guys
Oh,
keep
yeah.
spitballing, I'll find him.
Anywho, yeah, guy's unbelievable. Scored 5 goals. Had like 7 points, I think. 6 or
Game
7
ended
points
9-4, by the way. So
in a 9-4 game against the Columbus Blue
5
Jackets.
goals. That's great.
He for a tall stature. I'm pretty sure we talked about this on the last pod. The guy knows how to dangle the damn puck. Yes, you do.
Mario.
You do
Oh,
have
there
to
it
know
is.
from-
Tage Thompson, Young Guns, ladies and gentlemen. Look out.
Jump on the wagon now because he's gonna be pricey later.
I have there's a Buffalo in my office. One guy's a Buffalo fan, and I just feel terrible for him. But like, at least you have Tage Thompson.
I truly think that Buffalo is going to be very, very troublesome to play in the next couple of years due to the fact
They're
of their
always-
size.
They're always troublesome when they play the goddamn Leafs, man.
Dude, the size in their lineup is next to none, dude.
And
They
just
got-
wait till that Owen Power kid
They
steps
got
up.
Tage, they got Tuck, they
Oh,
got Power, they got
Austin Dahlin.
Dahlin.
Did you see that hit the other night? Unbelievable.
They're the Atlantic.
They're going to be a tough team. They're building it the right way. They got young defenders. They got more on the way.
There was somebody that. Oh yes, that is what I heard. Is it the Pagulas?
Yep.
Yeah.
Apparently, they're close friends with Jacob Chikrin.
Their kids went to school together. All the parents are really good friends. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there is a connection there. We'll see. And also, I guess Buffalo does have the pieces. So why not swing for the fences? Go get Chikrin, Meyer, and everybody else signing the big deals and rock and roll, and then pound it down to Leafs' throats for the next 10 years.
Ouch. They need goalie for. They need a goaltender first.
Listen, they need goaltending and they need bottom pairing defense, but we'll see what happens. Guys, we got 2 games left this week. It's the LA Kings and the Calgary Flames. Before we wrap on this show right here, what are we thinking? I'm thinking the LA game, they pick up a win. Sonar is between the pipes, rocking and rolling on that one. I think the Calgary game is going to be interesting. That may be one for me that they might end up losing, but I do see them going 1-0-1 for these 2 games because I
That's
just
what
want
I was
to
going to say. Damn it.
because they can't win in overtime. So 1-0-1. Peter, what do you think?
Well, I was going to say 101. I'll go 2-0. 2-0.
Ooh,
I'm going 2-0, and they're gonna finally snap the OT loss.
there it is. Let's do it. I like that.
Also, I don't think these teams are off to a hot start or they're not hot right now either. So
Who are they playing? LA.
LA and Calgary. Calgary's right now.
Cool. Quick as poo poo and Peterson, they just waived. Who's their backup? Hopefully they start him.
Well, no, Markstrom's not doing too well right now.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that'll be a good Saturday night.
Well, what is a recipe for fixing what ails you if you're a team playing the Toronto Maple Leafs?
Yeah, that's true.
Very true.
Seems to be a thing that happens, and I'm not saying it because I want them to lose, but obviously, for whatever reason, it just seems to be the way it goes.
Pardon me. LA's tomorrow, right?
LA's
LA
tomorrow,
tomorrow.
Calgary Saturday. So, everyone, we are back. Dylan may not be here next Wednesday, but we will celebrate him on Sunday.
Oh,
And we'll be rocking and rolling.
I will be there next Wednesday
Ooh, okay. Well, there you go.
because I'm on the day shift first week. So we're good.
Bam. All
We're
right.
going
we
to
like
get
that.
Manny on here then.
We'll be rocking and rolling. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this right here is Offside Hockey Talk, where the Toronto Maple Leafs and hockey comes to talk.